Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Departure. I am sitting down on my couch today and I have a ton of items in front of me that I'm going to talk about today. These are my essential travel items that I think if you are a frequent traveler or even just a person going on a trip, these are items that you 100% have to have with you. Because today I'm sharing a lot of different items. You can go ahead right now and check out in the description below specific items. You can skip forward in the video, so go ahead and check out some of those different timestamps just in case there are some products you care to hear more about than others, maybe in regards to tech items versus entertainment items that I think are essential to traveling. The first thing I'm going to talk about today is something I think is not only an essential travel item, but I also think it's an essential everyday thing, and this is going to be headphones. I think it is important to travel with wireless headphones and or noise canceling wireless headphones, and also headphones with an aux cord. That means it is the pointy little cord. I have two types of noise canceling headphones that I have today. My first are my AirPods, and these I actually keep in this adorable little penguin case. These are the AirPod Pros. They are noise canceling, and let me tell you, I put these things on in the airplane when I am traveling and you can't hear anything. The noise canceling is literally insane. I use these when I am not only traveling but also when I'm commuting on the train too, so you can't hear anything. It's almost scary because sometimes I'll have them in and my boyfriend will walk up to me and I'm like, I literally was so unaware of my surroundings. I didn't hear you coming. It's insane. But whether you're gonna use any type of wireless headphones, these are great to have traveling, and the noise canceling is phenomenal when you are on the airplane and there's tons of different noises around you. You sometimes just want to zone out and watch your videos, watch your TV shows, watch your Netflix, whatever you want to do, music. Noise canceling is where it's at. My other favorite ones are my Beats Studios, and these are great because they are very comfortable. These don't bother my ears as much, only like on really long flights, like when we flew to Japan. After wearing them for like 5 hours, they kind of started hurting my ear. But it's nice to have two different types of headphones just because sometimes they get a little sore from the bud part of headphones, and it's nice to have a backup option so that you can trade out. These ones are an absolute favorite of mine, and the nice thing is that they also come with an aux cord so that you can plug them into something that isn't necessarily wireless adaptable. And when you are traveling, I know it's super extra of me, but I carry 3 pairs of headphones at a minimum. I like to always travel with a pair of headphones that has this sort of end. Now, why I say you should carry a pair of headphones that has this sort of end, first of all, these are chargeable. If the battery's dead, you either have to recharge them or you can't use them. So if the battery's dead on these, you always have a pair that you can use. And obviously too, if you have an iPhone and you can't plug this into your iPhone, it's nice to have an adapter, or even carry these and the iPhone Type 2. But why I wanted to point these out is because sometimes on airplanes there are movie screens, and movie screens are not able to connect to the wireless headphones just straight out. Like if I had these on an airplane and no adapter, I can't use these unless I have the cord that plugs into them. Same goes for AirPods. These do not connect to movie screens on their own. So make sure you travel with a pair that has an end like this, because then you can use this on the plane. And why I say this is because on the airplane, sometimes, occasionally, not always, we have free headphones that we can give out, but we also have a very limited supply of these, and so it's really frustrating when people come on board and they only have one type of wireless headphone, and then they get all upset at me because I'm out of free headphones to give them. So come prepared, I'm telling you right now, come prepared. Which brings me to my second item. Now I'm going to be talking about a Bluetooth wireless adapter. I have footage of this actually from a couple trips that I went on, and I used this on the airplane. This is the Airfly wireless adapter. It is super great because you can plug that into the movie screen, airplane, whatnot, and you can connect your wireless headphones. Now, the one thing that's frustrating with this is I haven't been able to figure out how to pair my AirPods with it, but my Beats pair wonderfully with it. So the AirPods I still haven't been able to figure out, but there are also multiple options, which you can find in the link down below in the description of this video. There is a link to purchase the Airfly, and there's multiple versions of it. So maybe if you have only AirPods and you want to figure out how to connect those, read up to find out which ones will connect to it. If not, I always have these, and I always have these that connect to it. But I highly recommend this product, especially if you are a frequent flyer. It will improve your life so much. My next electronic item that I want to talk about, which again is an everyday thing, this doesn't just pertain to traveling, is a power bank. Now let me tell you, I have like 4 of these because they are so handy, but this has been one of my favorites so far, and the reason that I absolutely love this power bank is because it has 4 USB adapters. Again, this product will be linked below. I bought it on Amazon. It is, I would say, higher on the price range for power banks, but also again, look at how many USB plugins that it has. And I think this is funny also because it has a flashlight on it. So let me just blind you really quick, but there's a flashlight on it. It's very handy. Actually, one time on a flight, I had a row with 2 parents and some kids, and their seat plugins didn't work, and they were pretty upset. And I was like, I'm gonna have some grace for you guys and give you one of these, even though you should already own one of these and be traveling with it, but here you go. They loved it because then they were able to plug in all of their devices. Yes, don't worry, I made sure to get it back. This is too expensive to have someone steal it. In regards to the price point, this one was a pretty good deal considering I have another one that I frequently use. It is a little bit smaller, but it has 2 USB ports. I will also try to find the link to that one and put it in the description as well because I really like that one. This one is kind of heavy, so I usually keep this in my tote bag that I take on the plane, and then if I'm walking around in the city, I usually will carry this one or the smaller one depending on maybe how long we're planning on being out. And if I'm planning on being out all day, I bring both because I have a lot of devices that I sometimes need to charge throughout the day. So my next item, which is related to electronics, is very simple. You don't have to have the same one as me, and also I got this one on Turkish Airlines. This is one of their amenity kits. I'm using this to reference a travel pouch. I would highly recommend finding a travel pouch that is a small and decent size, and what I use this for is to store my cords. As I mentioned, I have tons of cords that I'm always traveling with. You know, you sometimes have your iPhone one in the pouch. You sometimes have your GoPro one. Didn't ravel that up very nicely, but in the pouch. Oh, headphones in the pouch. This is going to be a huge lifesaver for you because you will have all of your cords in one space. Even if they are tangled, they are there for you. And one of my funny stories in regards to my charger bag is I have a lot of chargers that I travel with sometimes, depending on maybe what devices I have or just kind of what I end up throwing in the bag. Sometimes this can get really full, and one time I was flying with this really senior flight attendant, and he's super funny, and he was making fun of me because he was very senior and did not have as many electronic devices as me. So he was like, what is in that bag? And I'm like, it's chargers. And he just thought it was the funniest thing because he was like, why do you have so many chargers? And then we were talking to some passengers in the back of the plane, and he's like, you should see her charger bag. And I'm like, you know, it's really not that bad. I have a lot of things that need to get charged. It is very handy. And like I said, you can pick any bag you want. It can be anything that matches your style, which is super great. I will link some down below, which I think are appropriate sizes to travel with. And speaking of bags, let me recommend another one to you. This is my emergency travel kit, and this is something that you can build for a trip, or you can build and keep it for even just everyday use. It's great to carry around with you. I always take this with me on trips. This was originally an amenity kit I had gotten on the airplane like 3 years ago when I first started flying, and this is what I keep inside typically. Sometimes it kind of changes. I like to keep kind of essential items in here. So one of the things I have in here is emergen-C. I like to keep this with me because you never know when you're going to be feeling a little sick. And then I also keep some different chapsticks in here. You will need these frequently when traveling, especially if you are in an airplane because your lips get so dry. I also like to keep some little sandy wipes in there because you never know when you need to wipe your hands off. Always travel with a pen. I always have like 5 pens in my bag at minimum when I'm traveling. And then I have a medicine bottle, and I actually should probably get one divided, but I just have one bottle with things like melatonin and Advil in there. And then I also have allergy meds that I keep in here because I have allergies, and I have band-aids in here, and I also have some earplugs, which I never really use these, but you never know when you might need them. And then I also have a Sharpie in here because you never know when you need something a little thicker than just a pen. And then I also have some contacts in here. I use like one a day, so I just have a couple sets in here, as well as a little plastic hair tie. Now, because I'm traveling a lot, I keep multiples of these items in here. This is kind of a big pouch actually, but you know, if you're just going on a quick little week trip, you can just find a little pouch and pop some items in there. I will write down some items in the description below to give you a list of what things I would recommend for you to put in a little emergency travel kit. Now, one of my other travel essential items, it's super quick, don't have a lot to say about it. Eye mask. Always great to have an eye mask. You might be traveling into different time zones. You might be traveling on a really long flight. It's great to have an eye mask if you want to sleep, or even if you get into a hotel room and it's bright and it's the middle of the day, but you need to get some sleep. Eye mask, very handy. And similar to that is this lovely scarf. I mentioned this in my business class international travel video when I was in Zurich. This is an essential travel item of mine. I have found it to be so incredibly handy over the years of traveling. Basically, why I love this item is because it is a large scarf. This is the Lululemon, I believe it's called the Vinyasa scarf. I will leave it linked down below. They have it in multiple colors, and the colors change as the seasons also change. I have about 3 of them, and I absolutely love them. There are videos that show you all the different ways to use this scarf and wear it, but why I love to travel with it is because it gives 2 different options, actually 3 different options now that I'm saying it. One of the things I love to use it for is just a little blanket or a shawl. Sometimes it might be, you know, 60 degrees when you're in the sun, but it's a little bit chillier when you're in the shade, so it's a nice little blanket to have. Also, if you are on the airplane and it gets a little cold and you want a blanket, there you go, because we do not always have blankets on the airplane for you, so this is your little packable blanket. The other reason I love it is because obviously it's a scarf. You can just wrap it around or wear it however you want to, because there are so many ways to wear this. And lastly, why I love this is because sometimes when you're traveling and you have like eyeliner on or something and you don't want to mess your makeup up with an eye mask, I use this as a little cover. I think it's kind of funny because people are probably like, she's insane, but also it's great because it's a cover. Also, kind of in reference to the scarf, a lot of the time I like to wear it like a scarf. If I'm walking around with a jean jacket, which I frequently do when I'm traveling, that thing doesn't have a hood on it, but when I have it in scarf mode, it can turn into a hood. So this is what I love to use when I'm traveling because it can turn your outfit into a jacket with a hood. Next travel essential item that I'm going to talk about is a passport cover. Now, there are tons of different passport covers you can find online. Amazon has a bunch of them. I will link down in the description some that I think are really cute and nice to travel with, but this is one that I have, and it's amazing to me how many flight attendants I fly with that do not have passport covers. I just think it's super funny. Even my boyfriend, when we started dating, I was like, why do you not have a passport cover? You literally are required to bring your passport to work, so it's always with you and it's always in danger of getting damaged. Why would you not have a passport cover for it? I mentioned this in one of my pack with me videos. This is one that I got as a gift a couple years ago, and I just think it's super cute, and it even has my initials monogrammed on the front. So basically why I like this one is because it has this pocket right here, which I keep my passport in, and then it has this pocket right over here where you can slip other documents in. Sometimes if I get a boarding pass, I'll fold it up and I will slip it right in that pocket. Also, this one has card slots right here, which is super great because if for some reason you're traveling and you want to take your passport with you throughout the day, if that's what you choose to do instead of keeping it in your hotel room, and you want to keep some credit cards with it, you can do that too. I keep my global entry card in there, so all that stuff is easily accessible for me. And it's also really handy because when I'm traveling as crew and I go through the known crew member line, which is a line for crew, when I'm out of uniform I have to have 2 forms of identification, so I just have to get one thing out and they're both there for me. Now let's talk about some in-flight entertainment, what you want to take with you when you are traveling. Now, first recommendation would be to take a book with you. This is super easy. It's always accessible. You don't have to worry about plugging this in and charging it. It's always there for you. Travel with a book if you need some entertainment. The other thing I would recommend is traveling with some sort of tablet. I use my iPad when I'm traveling. This is super great because not only can I entertain myself during the flight by pulling up movies or accessing my Netflix if I have something downloaded. There's also tons of games you can play on tablets. I love to play this puzzle game. It's my absolute favorite, and this keeps me very entertained when I'm flying. Because sometimes too, you just don't really want to be watching a movie or there's nothing you're in the mood for. This provides another source of entertainment, and it's also nice to have a larger screen if you carry a tablet with you, because then you don't have to be staring at your tiny little phone screen or the movie screen if those are on board, but those are not always on board, so it's great to travel with a tablet. And then this is a product that I don't think I have talked about previously in any videos. I feel like I've wanted to reference it, but I just haven't gotten around to it. This is called a DOP, and basically what it is an item that allows you to attach your phone to a wall surface. Basically what it is a back suction cup and then a front clip. It is compatible with their own product, which is something that goes to the back of the phone, and that's called a DOP. Otherwise, it's also compatible with a pop socket, and so it's really great because sometimes if an airplane doesn't have a movie screen, it might have a surface in front of you that you can attach it to. I have used it on the airplane before.